Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. With this week being Amazon Black Friday week, I thought it would be fun to kind of give you some ideas of some things that you can get for the crafter in your life. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I kind of do a lot of different things. I'm mainly a paper crafter, so I create junk journals, I do a lot of card making. Sometimes I dabble a little bit in mixed media with cleaner watercolors and things that are a little bit neater. I don't get into a lot of kind of the messy stuff, but I do like a few mixed media items. So this is kind of for all those types of people in your life. I've also included a couple of organizational items too, and I'm going to go ahead and start with that. And these are things that you would get for people that maybe they wouldn't buy for themselves or they wouldn't think to buy for themselves. It's just kind of a fun, unexpected thing, like, oh, I didn't know they had something like that, or, you know, oh, what a great idea. So this is just fun gifts that you can get for people. These are all things that I've used myself. I will also have a link to a little idea section that I created for gifts. So I'm just going to put that link right there. That goes right to my Amazon store. So you can go in and just click on it and you can see everything I've talked about right here. I've also added a couple of little extra things that I thought were kind of fun. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about two bonus things that aren't Amazon related that I just think are really great gifts to give. So I'll get into that as well. So this is to give you kind of a hint of what I'm going to be talking about. But first, I want to talk about this pen holder. I get a lot of comments about this and people really like it. This is sort of an angled pen holder, and this is on Amazon, and it basically, I'll kind of give you a side view of it. So it kind of tilts forward, which ergonomically makes it so much easier to grab the tools that you need on your desk. And I am a type of person that needs everything right in front of me that I use all the time. So I use this pen holder for just right on top of my desk here. I'll just kind of show you a little view. And I have my scissors, all of the adhesives that I use all the time, you know, tape rollers, all that kind of thing, scissors here, pens, different, you know, all my different tools. And this, I've had this for years and it just works really well for me. But the thing I like about it too, it just looks nice too. It looks nice on top of a desk. I think this is meant to be used for lots of different things. I think you can use it in your kitchen for utensils and that kind of thing. But I love it for my crafting tools. I just think it works really well. And this would be a really nice gift because it looks nice in a craft room. Maybe even for somebody that has a really small space, this would be great too to put on a desk because you can fit so much in it. I mean, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 little slots in it. So, I mean, there's plenty of room and it's all different sizes. So there's plenty of room for all the things that you would need for crafting in a small space. So something to consider. And let me move on to the next thing. So another organizational product that I have been using for years is this blooming storage container. I forget what it's blooming storage containers from We Are Memory Keepers. And this actually used to come in 2 sizes. I have the smaller size too, but I don't think it's available anymore on Amazon. You might be able to find it maybe from a separate seller or something on Amazon, but this is the larger size. And I love these things. And let me show you what it looks like when you open it up. So it's just fun. It's got like a fun little, it actually blooms like a little flower. And I use this one for all of my little bits and pieces for scrapbooking and journaling. So my little word pieces, you know, different textures, little file labels and that kind of thing. So anything I want to grab that's just small that I want to add to a scrapbook page or a journal page. And it's a great place to keep, I keep, in my smaller one, I keep jewelry pieces. So like little hooks and things like that that I use to make charms, I will keep in this too. So it's great if you have a lot of one thing or different types of things all in one category and you want to put it into one little container. Again, it looks great on your desk. Another great idea for somebody that maybe is short on space and needs a product that they can kind of keep everything all in one spot. This is a great option for that. So I'm always getting ideas as I'm making things. If I'm in my craft room, I get some ideas and I quick want to write it down on a piece of paper. I was looking all over for this. This is my Polaroid camera Post-it note holder, and I love this thing. It's really cute, but I can't find it anymore. I think you might be able to find it on eBay or something like that. But I found something as I was looking that I thought was really cute too. That would be a great option. This is little Toaster Notes Post-it note holder, and I just thought this was really cute, and it's actually got a couple of different interesting things on it that make it very useful. So it comes with these two notepads that are shaped like a piece of toast. And I think I showed in my Instagram a while back on Reels, I had an actual Avon brand toaster notes from, I think it was like the early 80s or something like that. I had found it on eBay, and it actually had notes that you put in, and then you could actually put the lever down and they would pop up, and you could grab a piece of note paper if you needed it. And that's really fun. And I actually have that just in my room for fun, but I thought this was really fun too. And so it's got the two pieces of toast that have a bunch of Post-it notes on it that you can use. But then it's also I got to find something metal that I can put on here. It's a magnet. Oh, actually, you know what? I use this little metal die. You could actually use it to keep your dies on where you need them too. It's got a magnet on the side here, so it can keep paper clips or, metal dies. I've shown this in the past, my Spellbinders main attraction little diamond, but this is the same thing. It can work the same way, which is really great for keeping everything kind of corralled on your desk. So it's got this, and then it also has a little pencil sharpener on the side too. So if you use, do pencil drawings and things like that, you can use the little pencil sharpener here. It doesn't go up and down like a toaster, but it's got a great look to it. So I think it comes in red as well. So I got the blue one, but I just thought this was really cute. And they also show that you can use it as a phone dock too. It doesn't charge your phone, but actually you could, I don't know how, if your phone is big enough or small enough to fit in here. They showed a phone in here too, but you could probably also plug it in from underneath if you wanted to be charging your phone as well. But it is not a phone charger itself. So I thought this was just a fun little stocking stuffer gift for, a crafter or somebody that, likes to take notes, really, have notes handy that they want to, write ideas down or things like that. So I thought this was fun too. So I talked a little bit about mixed media and how I don't do a ton of it, but the few things I do include some watercoloring. I'll do that with my stamps. I'll kind of combine some watercolor to color in stamps, or maybe do a little bit of freehand on a journal page or something like that. I've kind of tried that a little bit, but this is a great gift for somebody that enjoys watercolor, or maybe wants to try it a little bit, or likes to go out in nature maybe and, do some drawing, or just kind of have fun with paints and sketching and that kind of thing. So they have a lot of different kinds of these little paint sets. They're basically little portable paint sets, and there's a bunch of different brands that have them. I love the Derwent brand. They make those watercolor pencils. I really like those. They're basically colored pencils that you can add a little bit of water and you get a really nice watercolor look, but with a more, like a less kind of freehand look. You've got the kind of colored pencil look that kind of keeps everything kind of in the lines. But so this is a great brand. But I have this little paint set that is really great. And I looked at different ones, and this looked like the best one to be portable because it comes with its own water brush. So some of them come with a paintbrush, but where do you get the water from? And this way you've got a little water brush that you just fill in the little tank here. And then it's got a little brush on the end here. It comes apart and then you can just put it together. It's got a cap here. So here's the little brush here. And then you can keep the water filled with the little, keep water in the little tank here. And then you can just keep it in here if you're going to go sit outside or something and paint. And then you've got all your little paint colors. And this is the pastel shades pan set, because I love pastel colors. So I thought these were great. And they're more of a, if you know the difference in watercolors, they're more of kind of a gouache watercolor. So they're more highly pigmented. And I did a little swatch thing so you can see these are the pastels, and I just think the colors are really pretty, and they're highly pigmented, so I think they look great with using on stamps or sketching or that kind of thing. And then it also has a little sponge here that you can use to kind of dry off your brush or kind of clean it off if you want to move on to a different color. So that's really handy, and everything just kind of tucks into here. And then it's also got little sections that you can kind of mix colors if you want, and then you just shut it and you're ready to go. And I always think, I love, combo gifts. So if you get something like this, you could get your friend or loved one a little sketchbook to go with it. And I love the Canson brand mixed media sketchbooks, the XL. The reason I like these is because, and this is my preference, some people may not have this preference, but I like a really bright white watercolor or sort of sketchbook journal type paper because I think it makes the colors look better when you use them. Some watercolor paper can have kind of a off-white color to them. So I really prefer this type of sketchbook because I like to have a really bright white background. These are nice too because the pages are perforated. So you can take them out if you want. But this is a nice size. This is the 5.5 by 8.5 sketchbook. They actually make them really big too. I have a huge one that I use for creating master boards with collage. So that's really nice too. So these can be used for a lot of different things, but this is great for sketching and watercolor type things. So this would be a great gift, just this little combo right here. So these next couple of things are for the paper crafter in your life. And I just think these are things that are fun that maybe somebody wouldn't think to get for themselves. This first is the Sidekick. And this is basically a mini version of the Sizekick die cutting machine. It's something that's kind of fun and maybe unexpected that maybe somebody doesn't know about. And the thing that's nice about this is it can just sit right on your desk. And a lot of times when you're making cards, you're not always using gigantic metal dies. A lot of times you're using just little dies like word dies and maybe little hearts or something like that to just add some little touches to your card. So that's when this comes in handy because it's just small and it's something that you can keep right next to you and you can quick use it if you just need a quick little die cut. So I have this one up on my desk, and what you do is you can kind of secure it. It's got this little arm here that you can suction it down to your desk so it stays, whoops, show you right there. It stays put on your desk. And then it comes with, you actually get, if you get the kit, you get the little a couple of mini dies, and then you can also do embossing with this too. So they have little embossing folders too that come with the kit too. But these are the cutting pads that you use for these, and you can get refills of these. You can run anything through that's about 2.5 inches or smaller, and then the length, you can go longer if you want. They actually have extended cutting pads that are longer. So if you have an extra long word that you want to die cut, you can get the extended cutting pads too. But you use this like any die cutting machine. So you've got the 2 pads here. I've got a big bin of just scraps of white cardstock that I'll use to stamp little sentiments on or die cut small things. So I always keep this right next to my desk too. So I'll always have like just a small little scrap of paper. So that's great for these types of things too. So you just do it like any old die cutting machine. I always put my die face down, and then you put the other cutting pad on top, make the sandwich, and then you just run it through. And then you get your little die cuts. So it's just kind of a fun thing, and it's handy to have close by if you just want those quick little hearts or stars to add to your cards or your scrapbook pages. Okay, so next up is the Create a Sticker, and I have 2 versions of this. I have a very large version that I use to cover adhesive all over the back of a card panel if I want just a quick way to apply adhesive evenly to the back of items and then either adhere it to a card, a scrapbook page, journal, that kind of thing. But they also, this is by Xyron. This is a very old version, so it's purple. Right now, they have a more updated modern version. I think this one is probably close to 15 years old. I've had this forever, but this is great if you have those, if you either have stamped images, so like this one here, I just have a stamped image of a flower, or if you have those packets of ephemera pieces that you get from scrapbooking collections and you want to have them adhere to your scrapbook page or your journal or whatever, have it adhere really well. These are great to use. And all you do is you just insert the die cut just kind of flush to the edge of the opening here of the machine, and then you just use the crank and you run it through. And what I like to do is do multiple die cuts at a time, and then you just, oops, it's got a perforation, you can just rip it off. And then there's no clear piece to take off the top. It's just open on the top. But then you can just peel off your adhesive, and then you've got a sticker. And it's you can get, I think you can get repositionable adhesive. I always get the permanent because, you know, that's why I would be using this. So this is really handy. So now you've got a little flower sticker. You can use it that. So again, just a little fun thing that maybe somebody wouldn't think to buy for themselves, but it definitely comes in handy when you just want to quickly add adhesive to things and you want to make sure it goes edge to edge. That's always a plus with that. So I always have multiples of different types of tools, and I actually just purchased this because I like to have, I have two different scrapbook tables and or two different paper crafting tables. I have one for scrapbooking and journals and one for card making. So I was thinking this would be great to have over on my scrapbooking table, so I don't have to keep going back and forth and losing my scissors and everything else, because I have my one pair of these cutter bee scissors that I just move from table to table and I tend to lose them. So I want a separate little tool area just for my my journaling area. So I thought this was a great idea. We Are Memory Keepers has some great toolkits, and I thought this was cute. It's pink, which is always fun, and it's got everything you need. It has these small cutting scissors, which are great for fussy cutting, and they're nice and sharp. And then let me open it and kind of show you what else comes in it. So it comes with a cutting pad, which is kind of small. This, again, might be helpful for somebody that has a smaller desk space and they just need a smaller area, but I always like a really big cutting pad. But this could be helpful for smaller items. But the things I really like in here are the tools themselves. There is a craft knife, which you always want to be really careful with this kind of stuff, but it's kind of like ergonomically correct. So it kind of is very comfortable in your hand when you're holding it. These craft knives are always helpful for, actually, I didn't even notice that the blade comes separate, which is always a good idea. So it has a separate blade in here. But I'm not going to open it just to be safe. But the blade comes in here and it just goes in the top here. But craft knives are always nice, if you want to trim off just a little edge of something on a journal page or a piece of ribbon or something like that. And so actually that's where the smaller cutting pad might come in handy, is if you just want like a little area just to do some light cutting. This would be where this would come in handy. And also this metal ruler is great too, because you can use the craft knife to edge it against the ruler and then cut a straight line. But you always want to be really careful when you're using stuff like this. So that's where I tend to move more towards like a guillotine trimmer or something like that, or just these large scissors, these Tim Holtz scissors where you can just cut it like very easily. You don't have to worry about a craft knife, but some people like to use a craft knife too, so it comes with this, so that's always nice. These scissors, again, like I said, are great. They're also non-stick, which I definitely recommend always having your scissors be non-stick, because so many times I get glue all over my scissors, and I have to usually spend a few minutes cleaning most pairs, but having this coating on the scissors definitely helps with some of the glue on here. If you get a lot of glue on there, I like to use Goo Gone. A lot of you might have that just under your sink in your house, just to get all kinds of like stickers and stuff off of like your refrigerator or something like that. It works really well on scissors. But this is a nice pair of scissors because they're a little bit longer, and if you're fussy cutting, it's nice to have a nice sharp pair of scissors to use for that. And then it's got a little cover too, which is always handy. And then I love, love, love these reverse tweezers. So I have a lot of different kinds of tweezers, but the ones I reach for the most, so these are the tweezers that aren't reversible. So you got to pick something up and you've got to, they're already open. The ones that are closed, I don't know why I like these better, but they just, I think they could, because they stay closed, and then you go to pick something up and it's just, you can kind of you have more control, I feel like, because then as the tweezers are closing, they kind of control how much pressure you need to pick something up. So I think that's why I like them. But I need a new pair of these, so I'm glad I got these, because my old pair I've had for probably over 15 years too. These are, if anybody remembers Making Memories, this is what these tweezers are, this is what the company these tweezers are from. I had a Making Memories kit similar to this. And so these are the old tweezers from there, which still work, but these are a little more modern, and they're a little thinner too, which I like, because they're a little lighter weight. So I'm really excited to use these. And then the other thing that I really like that came with the kit, and everything comes with a little cap too. I think this is the cap that you can put on the scissors. So that's nice too. It keeps everything keeps your, or the tweezers, I mean, it keeps everything from getting dull. So if you're storing it in your, tool holder or whatever, you can put it face down and it's not going to get, the points and everything aren't going to get dull. This is a brad setter and poking tool. I use this all the time for all of different kinds of things. I don't use brads so much anymore, although they are kind of coming back. I've noticed a lot of people using brads in journals and that kind of thing. So this is a brad setter here. If you've never used one, you basically use kind of rocket against each side of the little brad tails to kind of flatten them out. So this is a very helpful tool. I use the poking tool all the time for trying to, maybe if my glue is dried up, I'll stick it in the top of my glue and try to, get the dried pieces of glue out. Another great thing the poking tool is good for is when you get an ink splotch on your card. So if you're making a card, let me show you real quick. Say you're making a card and you get like a little, this isn't for like huge mistakes, but I'm going to try this with a pen here. So you get like a little dot of ink on your card. It's like very tiny, but obviously you want your card to not have anything on it. So I don't know if you can see that right there, that little ink spotch. So what you can do is, and I learned this, I believe it was from Jennifer McGuire. It was a really good trick. And she used this in combination with any type of like sanding tool. So I have either a sanding block or a sanding eraser is very handy too. So basically all you do, you've got the little splotch here. You take the pokey part of your tool and you just can kind of scratch out, just real lightly, just kind of try to scratch out the ink on the paper. And you'll take up a little bit of paper. And then all you do is go over it with, I like the sanding eraser like so. And you can barely see it anymore. And you can, if you need to smooth the paper out, that's where the sanding block kind of comes in handy. So you can kind of smooth the paper out. And this has saved me from throwing away like a really nice card where I just got like a little bit of ink on it. So this is always a nice thing to have. I have all these tools in my Amazon shop too. So if you're curious about these types of tools, like the sanding tools and that kind of thing, I've got it all organized in there. You can take a look. But anyway, the poking tool is a really nice tool to have. So this is a nice kit for anybody that's just, that just needs extra tools or something like that. That's a fun little stocking stuffer. One more thing under kind of the paper crafting section are these. I've talked about washi tapes in the past. Like I have a really nice set of washi tape that I like that has different tapes in it. They're kind of the vintage style. I also really like these washi tapes from 49th and Market. These make a great gift because they're just different. They're fabric tapes and they're very wide. I'll show you this one. This is the Happiness. These are 4-inch and they're repositionable fabric tape. And they kind of have they're not a smooth feel. They kind of have a texture on top of them. But I like this one because it's all different kind of definitions of happy and just everything on one sheet of washi here that I thought is kind of fun. I like to use washi for collage. I think it's great for wrapping gifts too. So that's if you have a friend that loves to do gift wrap or things like this would make a great gift as well. But it's nice too because it comes with this little sliding cutter that you can just insert onto the edge of the box, and then you can cut off the amount of washi tape that you want just by kind of sliding it over the edge, and then you just kind of run the slider down here. So that's kind of a nice little extra added to the box. But it's also nice because it's already basically wrapped, so you can it's got this really nice outside box that looks great, and you can just pop it in a little gift bag or stocking or something like that, and it would make a great gift. So there's a couple of different versions, they all have kind of this vintage look to them. This one is called Curator's Letterbox. This one has kind of like postal type designs, which I think are really popular right now. So again, great for journaling. If you just want a little scrap of washi for a journal, this is really nice too. So again, just like a fun little gift that maybe somebody wouldn't think to get for themselves. This makes a nice gift. So the last two things I wanted to talk about were just a couple of extras. The first is the color cube, and this is from Sarah Renee Clark. She has a website that I'll put a link to, and these are great. This makes such a great gift, again, because it's got basically its own gift wrapping. It comes in this great box. It's just like a hard box here with this pretty colors on the front. It looks great in your craft room or studio. I have mine displayed, and it just gives a nice pop of color to your studio, your desk. And what these are, you've probably seen them on Instagram. They're basically color inspiration cards, and you can use them if you ever have a hard time figuring out, maybe what colors to combine together to make a great greeting card, or maybe to put paints together and just, figure out what colors work best together. Or if you're trying to get a feeling or a mood for something, you can use these cards for that. And so it's on the front, it's got an inspiration photo, which I love. I'm very visual, so I love to have an inspiration photo. That's got the colors that it's pulled from the photo. So some color ideas. And then on the back, it tells you the colors, the hex codes, the different tones, to get ideas for, some inspiration for color. So these are great. You can either buy one box at a time. You can get a bundle, which is 2 boxes of these. So you get on the website, it'll tell you what's included in the bundle, but it's like the types of inspiration that are in the box. So some of it's like winter, fall. So it'll tell you for which box you get which type of color inspiration. So you can get the 2 boxes together. You can also get, which I got, which is great. You get the physical product, which is the cards, but then you can also get the digital product too, which is everything on the cards that is in a digital index. So you can actually go in, and there's also a version where you can go in and type in a keyword and find the exact color scheme you need. You can find the exact card you need, and that's really handy too. And I keep that on my computer, and I can refer to it if I just want to kind of look around at colors. And since this is organized by number, so these are organized, in order, but it's nice to go in and kind of look by keyword or look by, feeling or season or something like that. So you can go in and have a digital version of the color cube colors. So this is a great gift to give to somebody too, because again, it's just something that can help you with being a better creator, and it's again something that somebody wouldn't think to get for themselves. And then the last thing I always like to recommend is a subscription to In Her Studio magazine. I've been getting this magazine for many years, and I like, it's by the Stampington and Company. They have a bunch of different types of magazines for the creators. So they have a gardening magazine, art journaling, and then they have other types of magazines that kind of have a kind of encompass all the different types of art together, and then some other magazines that kind of help you get journaling ideas for making, journaling prompts and things like that. So you can go on the website and they have all the different magazines. But this one in particular, I really like, In Her Studio. This is the November, December. This is the winter magazine. It comes out 4 times a year, so you get one for every season. And I just like it because it's kind of one of those things where if you're a creator, there's a lot of times where you just need a little bit of downtime just to kind of relax and kind of get your get ideas flowing again. And you may not want to be creating, but you want to be creative, but you don't want to be creating. So I'll sit down with this magazine and just kind of look at people's studios. It's just got some great looks at the inside of people's studios, and then also how they keep motivated, what inspires them. They'll have, a lot of times they'll ask questions like, what's your favorite playlist you listen to? What do you have to have in your studio to inspire you? And people, you can get all kinds of great ideas. I also like it because you can be introduced to new artists. A lot of times they'll have the artist's Instagram handle or the blog or whatever, and I'll go in and I'll see something I like. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go follow her on Instagram because I really like what she does. So that's another great, it's a great inspiration magazine. And then another great thing is, you get this in the mail, you can get the subscription for somebody, and, it's something they don't have to think about. You can get this in the store, but it's nice to have a subscription because, then they get a little surprise every couple of months where they get a new magazine to flip through. And this is kind of one of those magazines where it takes you days to read it because you want to kind of savor every bit. And I always save mine for the whole year, and then I'll go back and look at it later on and see things that I didn't notice before. So it's kind of it's almost like a book magazine, I think. So that's everything. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm going to have a link to my Amazon, the little section where I talked about the gifts. Feel free to look through the rest of my Amazon store. There are so many things that are on sale right now. So it's definitely something to take a look at. I have everything in my store that I use in my craft room, whether it's to make journals, scrapbooking, card making. I basically use Amazon for all of like the tools, adhesives, scissors, replenishing all those types of things that I use on a daily basis to create. More of my specialty items I get from the different shops. So if I like a certain stamp, I'll get them from the specific shop, or like a tool, like the Altenew stamping wheel, I'll get that from Altenew. Inks and that kind of thing, I usually go to the shop to get that. But for Amazon, I get a lot of my regular, like the black ink that I always use. You'll see that in there. Certain pens that I like to use, that'll all be on there as well. So definitely go through and you can kind of see what I prefer. And I tried to put a little description too to say why I like the things that I listed. So I hope you enjoy your holiday season, and let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in my next video.